Walkmans. You remember back in the day?
Oh, men walked for years.
No, a Walkman, where you listen to music with cassette tapes.
Yeah, I do. Uh-huh.
Did you have one?
Well, kind of. I mean, it wasn't like mine. It was a hand-me-down. Yeah.
A hand-me-down Walkman.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it had to have been a hand-me-down. It came out in 79. You weren't even around yet.
No. No, sir.
It, changed the way music was. This was fundamentally something different. People could portably take music with them. It was a huge game changer.
It was 1979?
That's when the first one came out.
Wow.
I guess I must have had a hand-me-down as well.
Well, they produced them for years.
No, you didn't. But yeah.
You're so funny.
She had a Victorola. You had to crank the side.
I had a white one with hot pink and purple buttons on it.
That was probably a knockoff.
You push them down, it was like,
That's like Sony
buttons.
with two O's in it.
No, it wasn't.
It was a Sony.
A Sony.
Got it at the Target.
It was an 80s style Walkman.
Got it at the Best up there by the Toys R Us, before Toys R Us.
I remember Best.
Yeah,
That used to be the best store.
Yeah, literally. But no, I do remember the Walkman because it was super cool. And then I do remember getting the CD, the compact disc version.
The Discman.
And the
Yeah.
Discman, and honestly, not as cool. Because what do CDs do when you walk or run or in a rough car?
Skip.
They skip.
I love the technology for that because we went from a cassette to the disc player, but we had to have adapters that changed our disc player back into a cassette so we could put it into our car.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I forgot about that.
A lot
You're
of my
right.
cars are still dual CD,
Yeah.
and because
Yeah,
my
cassette.
cars are all older, so they're all still both. But still, remember, I went snowboarding for the longest time with a CD player thing in my jacket, and it'd be like a Sublime CD. And if
Yep.
when I hit the half pipe, bro, for real, and or did a jump or did anything, it'd be and I'd have to stop, pull it out, put the CD back in its spot, and get it playing again.
Ging, 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 ging,
Or
ging, ging,
it'd be-
ging, ging,
yeah.
ging, ging.
All of a sudden it gets scratched. I'd have to go back to the pawn shop, pick up another Sublime CD. It was like, oh.
All right, we're back. Dean's up for Married Killer Mate. So who do we have over there, Brandon?
We have Woody Allen, Willem Dafoe, and Mr. Bean.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So definitely, let's get rid of Woody. Yeah, he's
You're going to kill Woody.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Gets to go.
Now who are you going to kill? Or who are you going to marry? Who are you going to mate?
They're both making love.
I wish you guys could see the pictures that she printed off.
Yeah, these aren't like great photos. I mean, they aren't bad. They're these are their casting photos. You know what I mean? So,
I'm probably gonna marry Defoe for his money.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
take
and
him to
then
the dentist.
Mr. Bean, I'll just have to bite the bullet, I guess.
Wow.
Oh,
it could
you'll-
be fun.
Bite the bean, if you will.
All right, in science news, there's some creepy stuff in here like this one. We're going to call this Terminator news.
Okay.
Scientists in Japan came up with a way to wrap a robot in living human skin cells grown in a lab. Look at it. That's freaky.
No, I'm
It
out.
looks like it has googly eyes on it.
I know.
Looks like a Pop-Tart.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a piece of gum.
I mean, if we can lab grow
eyes.
meat, why not skin?
Oh,
That
that's
seems
so
like that'd be easier to grow.
I mean, the fact that they're lab growing the skin doesn't scare me as much as they put it on a robot. And they're like, hey, you two robots want to hang out and make another robot? That kind of creeps me
Yeah,
out a
it
little
does.
bit.
I don't think that's how robots are made.
Maybe. I mean, a double A.
Maybe in the future.
Double A and a triple A get together and make a 5A.
Okay, here's another one. Butterflies can cross oceans and fly 8 straight days while migrating. They recently found this out. That's crazy. A
Wow.
butterfly. Space station astronauts had to take shelter on Tuesday last week after an old Russian satellite broke apart and caused a cloud of debris. They think Russia might have blown it up testing a new anti-satellite missile.
That makes sense. There's a lot of junk floating around we just don't know about.
And also, China brought back the first samples from the far side of the moon. The 2 astronauts Boeing sent to the space station. They might have to be brought home by SpaceX, though. That could be embarrassing for them. And NASA is going to pay SpaceX $843 million to destroy the space station in 2030.
With a giant laser.
Yeah.
With
Man.
a laser.
Stuff's kind of creepy out there.
Science.
So the other night, Thursday night, my softball got canceled. Okay? And I forgot all about this, and I know how much you love spiders.
No, I don't.
Amy. And I think if this happened to you, we might be doing shows forever without you. Like it might have been the end of it for you. I'm out trimming trees with my Sawzall, trying to turn on my wife and also trim these trees. And I'm like, zgoo, right? All of a sudden the battery on my little DeWalt Sawzall goes dead, which is fine. So I go into the garage, swapping battery. All of a sudden I'm standing there in the garage and I feel something kind of like drop down, hit my shoulder, hit my man boob, hit my belly, and bounce off my thigh.
Oh, no.
And I was like, whatever. And I just kind of, you just kind of look down like, oh, what was that? Because it was obviously on my head, right? And I looked down. It was this wolf spider about the size of I don't know, what do you suppose that is? About silver dollar, maybe a couple inches, whatever. And I look down and I'm like, whoa, excuse me. And I mean, I'm not like deathly afraid of spiders. You know what I mean? Like if one crawled across this counter, I'd probably be like, get out of here. You know what I mean? Or I might smash it with my hand, or if one was on the floor, like I wouldn't freak out. Like Amy would scream bloody murder and run out this room. But I was like, wow. And then it took a lot for me to go back to trimming trees. You know? Am I wrong?
I actually have a recording of your scream.
Oh, do you?
That
was
heard it all the way over at my house.
I actually didn't scream. I stomped on it and was like, wow. And then I felt like I had all of his buddies crawling on my everything.
I think you brought him to work with you.
I might have.
I think we should all go home.
There's that one right there. Check that one.
Are either one of you Harry Potter fans?
Oh, you should see my no.
Oh,
I've watched it.
You didn't read the books though, right?
No.
I haven't watched or read a book.
That was one of the funniest things ever. Is it's a big. Everyone's talking about Harry Potter to this, Harry Potter to that. Mark Houston, big fan. He brings in the book. I'm expecting like the Hobbit type of book, and I'm like, this is a kid's book. He's like, no, it's great. You got to read it. I'm like, okay, but apparently one of the original pieces of artwork, a watercolor that they did of the the Sorcerers. Is that the one it's called? Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
Went up for auction, a watercolor, and it went for $1.9 million.
Why?
A record set for valuable Harry Potter stuff.
Interesting.
There's just people that go absolutely nuts about this stuff.
Like Mark Houston.
Well,
he's got a cloak in his office.
although he would say that would be his Hobbit cloak, is not a Harry Potter cloak.
Interesting.
Like Lord of the Rings.
I don't know what a cloak is. Does it tell time?
I think it's like a shawl.
It's like your shawl,
A cape.
except
A cape and a shawl. Get married.
in a hood.
Yeah.
And it's got a hood.
Like, no, I'm gonna say Count Dracula wore a cloak, right? But no, he probably didn't have a cloak.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
But he was cooler.
Yeah. Way cooler.
Way cooler. What's your favorite thing, not Harry Potter? Like you have pop culture thing that you would spend money on if you had it?
I don't think I would.
Boy, I'd probably spend about $1,000 bailing the wife out of jail, and that might be about it.
I would spend money on a trip to Cancun.